Hey, DK Pepper. Got a video, a quick video of cheaper than dirt food storage. I got this 15-pound bag of juice carrots. Juice carrots just means they're bigger and broken. 15-pound bag of juice carrots for $3.99. And as you can see, as I tower up the top of this ginormous bag of juice carrots, look at all those carrots. That's a lot of carrots. That's 15 pounds of carrots. So, what on earth are you going to do with all those carrots? Well, I'm not going to eat those carrots. I can barely eat carrots anyways, unless they're in some kind of other food. Well, I put these carrots into the food dryer because that's been my latest thing is I've been trying to dry everything under the sun just to see what it does. And so I put this whole bag of carrots, now not this bag because this is my second bag, into a food dryer, and I got this jar right here. 15 pounds of carrots. That entire bag fit into this one jar. The entire bag, it fit perfectly. Now this is the big jar of carrots. This is this particular jar is the large mason jar. I think they're the half-gallon ones. I like those, but they just get tiny. If you see those, they're just tiny carrots, and can't believe that whole bag fit in there. You would just use those sparingly because when they rehydrate, they retain their original size. So you just want to use these, you know, spoonful, as many as you need into whatever kind of soups or stews you're cooking. And they taste fine rehydrated because I took some of them and made some chicken soup and put some carrots and noodles in, and they rehydrated perfectly. They tasted fine, no problems at all. So I like the idea of taking $3.99, and I mean, you use these and you're not going to go through them very fast because there's 15 pounds in there, and those carrots are going to increase in size when you put them in, you know, your crock pot or whatever later on, or however you're going to cook them. I don't plan on using these. These are just if I have to use them. I'd rather eat these than you know, nothing. So with my food storage, my experimentation has gone to these large canning jars and my food dryer, and I've been kind of having fun. I don't know why it's fun, but it's really cool to dry stuff. I've been drying all kinds of stuff. I dried a bunch of pears, whole bunch of pears, just to see what that would turn out to be like. Some of the things I don't really like. I've been trying some bananas I don't really like. I did a whole bunch of bananas, but I don't like the taste of them for dried. Anyhow, one thing I wanted to show you is that you can take some tomatoes. When I got my garden done this year, I made like 100 jars of salsa, and I was sick of tomatoes. I had tomatoes coming out my ears. Everybody I knew I was giving tomatoes to, they were full up. I had tomatoes. I was tired of picking them every day. I just get tons of tomatoes. So I started drying them because I didn't want them to go bad. So I put them in here, and I got a whole bunch of these jars, and I put some of these into some stew with the carrots. They worked just as well. They rehydrate to the original size and shape, and they last. Make sure you put an oxygen absorber in the jar, so you know they'll last for decades this way. Keep them in a cool, dark place. I don't know why more people never talk about it, but I like these for oxygen absorbers because if you buy a big pack, they're hard to get them working against once you open it. The ones online, you buy 100 of them, whatever. You don't use 100 of them, and then you got to reseal them, and they don't seem to work as good as they did when you originally opened them up. But with these, you can just use one or two or whatever, and it's real easy to keep them functional, fully functional. So I like these as oxygen absorbers. And yeah, all these things dried are designed not to be used unless, I have to. So these are just interesting additions to my existing food storage. I even did, this is kind of weird, I just did this one just because I've been getting into this, putting things in mason jars with oxygen absorbers and food sealer lid adapters. I did black peppercorns. Black peppercorns are supposed to last, indefinitely. They're supposed to keep their flavor indefinitely. And I love that when it comes to food storage. When I hear things that are supposed to last indefinitely, I'm all over it. So, I don't need a 5-gallon bucket of peppercorns. I got plenty of 5-gallon buckets of other things. But pepper, you don't use that much, but it's one of the things that I didn't really have, much in my food storage. So I figured, hey, I'll just put 2050 on here for a use by date in case I'm not around to use it. Because if I'm around to use it, I'm just going to buy pepper. But if it comes time where you need pepper because there's none, these black peppercorns will last and last and last. And definitely, you can see there is, well, kind of see, that's just full of black peppercorns, lots of them. So, cheaper than dirt food storage. Back to the carrots. You can buy carrots, use for a lot of different things in foods, mix with all kinds of meat dishes, dry them, they'll rehydrate perfectly. Cheaper than a bag of soil at Home Depot, very likely so. 15 pounds, $3.99. Dirt cheap, long-term. Food storage. Okay, so keep on prepping for whatever hard times might be lingering around the corners, and happy holidays. DK Prepper out.